right, so I just arrived in New Orleans, and there are mandatory masks in the Jefferson Parish area of New Orleans, but where I am in the French Quarter, there are no mandatory masks, so we are, I think, good. We're in the clear for now. And even if they said I had to wear one for whatever reason, I wouldn't. Waiting for these two who take 10 hours to get ready.
We're 20.
I just put some stuff in my hair. It took about 5 seconds. You can learn a few things from me, I'm just saying.
This looks like a dirty mirror. Wanna go?
I was about 10 feet behind. It is pretty empty right now, but I have no idea where I am, so I'm not sure if it's usually this empty. I got a mask on my arm so I can get a drink, so I can take the mask off and walk around with the drink. And yeah, it seems in Jefferson Parish, that's where the mask enforcement is. This one little area, you don't have to, technically. Stop it. Beautiful buildings here, though.
Louisiana pizza kitchen.
As we walked around New Orleans, we saw a lot of people walking around with masks. Well, by a lot of people, I mean a couple people, because there was barely anyone on the streets. Most of the tables at the restaurants were closed off due to limited capacity, which obviously was killing these businesses, but I still managed to find a sandwich. There was a lot of evidence of protest in the area with the words "Fuck 12" written everywhere from the George Floyd protests, including some people walking around with images of George Floyd. So Erin just found a place named after her. She needs her food, or she's getting real hangry. This is an emergency. Is it open? This is ridiculous. This is what it takes to find vegan food apparently around Bourbon Street. I don't care about vegan food, but I don't want her to be angry, so we gotta find vegan food. Honestly, pretty cool city, even during lockdown. A lot of people walking down the street by themselves with masks on, but you can't fix brainwashing everywhere. But what I do see is a lot more people, skeptical, not wearing their masks. Thank God. These people wearing masks by themselves while driving me crazy. At this point, I talked to a bartender at a bar in the French Quarter who told me that inspectors were constantly coming in, constantly giving them a hard time, and constantly threatening to shut them down over the tiniest issue, including people dancing. This is literally like the movie Footloose. For too long. If people dance for more than a minute at a time, the inspectors would tap them on the shoulder and say, "All right, you've danced enough." I mean, at what point do we realize that we've been completely enslaved? What I saw in New Orleans was what I saw in most of the country out of 22 states I just drove through. And it was one of the worst as far as masks and just the effect it had on the tourism industry. So many people lost their jobs. and at the same time there's racial issues going on there. There's just civil unrest. It was sad to see, because so many once great cities are going downhill, and we know what New Orleans did, and the police department in New Orleans did to people during Hurricane Katrina. They are one of the most corrupt cities in the United States, and we trust them with our well-being and keeping us safe from a virus. Again, viruses cause your immune system to attack itself. Once it attacks itself, you catch something else, and if your immune system is weak, then you catch it and you can get in some trouble from that. The virus itself doesn't kill you, but of course, wearing masks restricts your immune system. All the evidence shows that masks do almost nothing to stop the flow of illnesses and germs. So many studies, dozens over the years, including one just this year and many last year, as well as staying inside destroys your immune system. So can someone tell me how this makes any sense at all? All right, so it's 8:39 p.m. and most things are now closed here on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. In July, I should add, July 5th. It's the day after the 4th of July, and it's really crazy to see after the shutdown. They have to close down early because they're not making any money. It's costing them money to stay open. So if you can see around me here, this is a very popular part of Bourbon Street, and it is largely shut down. Everyone's closing right now. A very strange world we live in right now.
George?
At this point, all we were able to do was go to a country bar. It was basically the only place open on Bourbon Street, and there was lots of copyrighted music, so we will not play the audio. You can thank intellectual property for this silence. The next morning we got up and we got a good glimpse of how terrible businesses really are doing in the French Quarter. The markets were empty. Many of the stores were shuttered. It was a tragic sight because all of these people have lost their jobs and they can't spend it into the economy. So essentially, everyone is screwed thanks to the government. It's still really hard to grasp how any of this is happening, honestly. I'm not allowing myself to be normalized to this complete insanity. But it is a beautiful city. I've really enjoyed being here. I'm just grabbing some coffee and heading out. There's a Joan of Arc statue. She was famous also for rebelling against the state, no matter what the state told her to do or think or say. It's about time more people should be a little bit more like Joan of Arc. Just saying. We're getting some food and then we're heading out, and that'll be it for our New Orleans trip. One day in, out, enjoyed it. At the same time, it's really weird to see everything so empty here. It's almost apocalyptic, and I hope I can come back here in the next year or 2 years to see things a little bit better. I'm not sure. I think things are going to get worse before they get better, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to coming back here at some time in the future and hope that there's some level of employment left. Anyway, off to the next city. I think we're heading to Dallas now. My friends, it is go time. We are completely demonetized on YouTube, and we depend on the viewer to stay alive and spread the message of freedom and truth. So check those links below. GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, anything you guys could do to help keep independent media alive helps enormously in helping spread this message to the masses. So make sure to check those links. Donate to our Bitcoin address on the screen or below. We really appreciate anything you could do to keep us alive. You could check those links below for Cointree as well, where you can find other cryptocurrencies that you can donate and keep WAM alive. Find us on flote.app, flote.app, as well as BitChute and LBRY and Minds. We're on all the other platforms. We are leaving YouTube soon, so make sure to find us at those sites, because it's the only way we can keep talking to you, the masses, the great people that actually care about the future of free humanity. Also, join our new newsletter at www.iamband.com. Anything helps at this point, guys. We need to support free information online. This is the most difficult time in our history, and it takes a lot of hard work to keep our message alive in the face of great evils that have taken over the propaganda news on television as well as on YouTube, where YouTube decides what you can or cannot see. We need your help, my friends. So I really appreciate anything you guys can do. Check those links. There's many ways you can help. Until next time, though, thanks, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.